Clostridia Part 3, Gas gangrene. Gas gangrene is known by several names like clostridial myonecrosis, anaerobic myositis are also words used to describe this condition. Gas gangrene is an anaerobic wound infection which is caused by several species of Clostridia, including Clostridium perfringens, and besides that, several other microorganisms can also lodge in the site. So it is a polymicrobial infection. These are some photographs of gas gangrene. Definition of gas gangrene: it is a rapidly spreading edematous myonecrosis occurring characteristically in association with severe wounds of extensive muscle masses that have been contaminated with pathogenic Clostridia, particularly with Clostridium perfringens. Means there are several important features of Clostridia myonecrosis or gas gangrene: that it is a rapidly spreading condition, it is edematous, there occurs myonecrosis, and in severe wounds of extensive muscle mass involvement it occurs, and pathogenic Clostridia, they lodge in the site. And several names have been used to describe this condition like malignant edema, anaerobic myositis, clostridial myositis, and clostridial myonecrosis. Gas gangrene is characteristically a disease of war where extensive wounds occur, and these wounds are contaminated by soil and other materials. In civilian life, gas gangrene occurs generally in road accidents where injury occurring crushing of large muscle masses takes place. Rarely, gas gangrene can also occur following surgical operations. Etiology of gas gangrene: lot of species can be involved in this condition, Clostridium perfringens being main. Besides that, Clostridium novae, septicum, histolyticum, etc. Anaerobic streptococci, staphylococci, E. coli, proteus, etc. Many microorganisms can lodge at the site, and it is a polymicrobial infection. Routes of entry can be both endogenous or exogenous. Endogenous gas gangrene occurs from the intestinal tract or from the skin, and it may follow injections or surgical procedures. Exogenous occurs via implantation of foreign materials in the wounds like soil, dust, bits of clothing, etc. What is the mechanism of gas gangrene? In battle wounds, there are implanted bullets and shell fragments along with bits of clothing and soil particles. There, ionized calcium salts and silicic acid are there in the soil. They cause necrosis in the tissues. Crushing tissue or tearing of the arteries produces anoxia of the muscles. Blood is extravasated. That increases the pressure on the capillaries, reducing the blood supply still further. The EH and pH of the damaged tissue fall. The carbohydrates and proteins are broken down. This atmosphere favors proliferation of anaerobes. Extravasation of hemoglobin and myohemoglobin are reduced, and they cease to act as oxygen carriers. As a result of aerobic oxidation is halted, and anaerobic reduction of pyruvate to lactate leads to a further fall in the EH. All this environment favors the growth of Clostridia. Incubation period of gas gangrene is several hours to several weeks. Clostridium perfringens 10 to 48 hours, septicum 2 to 3 days, novae 5 to 6 days. But since it is a mixture of various organisms, the incubation period can vary from several hours to several weeks. Pain, tenderness, and edema occur at the site. Systemic signs of toxemia can be seen. Thin watery discharge is found from the wound, which later becomes profuse and serosanguinous. There is crepitation at the site. That crepitation means cut awaj. It occurs due to gas in the tissues. This condition is so serious that it can even lead to death due to circulatory failure. This is a photograph which shows various points which contribute to the formation of gas gangrene like calcium, silicic acid, edema, necrosis, lack of blood supply, toxin production, etc. So you can describe the condition forming a diagram. Lab diagnosis of gas gangrene: clinically it is diagnosed, and besides that, lab diagnosis can be done just to confirm the diagnosis. What are the specimens that can be taken for diagnosis? From the exudate, from the necrotic tissue, from the edge of the wounds, you can take samples. Microscopy, you can see in gram stain several types of GPB, perfringens, and other species. You can see GPCs, GNBs, multiple types of organisms can be seen. Pus cells are rarely seen because the Clostridia, they produce some toxin which destroys the pus cells. So pus cells are rarely seen in microscopy. Spores and capsules may or may not be seen. In culture, you can grow them in blood agar, Robertson-Cookman medium, and egg yolk agar. Biochemical reactions are performed, then animal pathogenicity is performed. Clostridium perfringens food poisoning also occurs, in which you can isolate the bacteria from the feces and food, and toxin detection of Clostridium perfringens can be done by ELISA. So gas gangrene and food poisoning are two major conditions caused by Clostridium perfringens. And that finishes part 3, that is gas gangrene.